Everyone, it's Christian Fuchs here. I would like to say a big thank you to our fans and keep having our back for the upcoming Premier League season as well as the Europa League. Keep watching Leicester Fan TV. They have the latest news and they keep you up to date on leicesterfantv.com. So stay tuned and thanks for your support.
Morning all, how the devil are you? 15 minutes early today. Hope you all got out of bed that little bit early to come and watch me. Welcome to the Foxes Aftermath pre-match show. Whatever you want to talk about, because I'm getting fed up with these Sunday morning games. We're previewing the Leicester Arsenal game with Gooner Rich from Over and Over and Over Again, the Positive channel. I think I've got the right amount of overs on that. So I think we better get going.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Feed Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Memphis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.
Once again, good morning to you. Early start, like I said. Hope you're all well. Hope you're good. Hope you got over your hangovers. Don't forget, we can all start drinking soon. We can all start going to the boozers. Not sure when, but we can go soon, which is one good thing. And also, you can come on holiday as well, which is an even better thing. From May the 17th, you might be able to come and see me in Alcudia, which is a good thing, but that's another story. Right, let's bring in Rich from Gooner Rich from Over and Over and Over Again, the Positive channel. Morning, Rich. How the devil are you?
Not bad at all, thanks. Yeah, good. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. Did I get the amount of overs right again?
You did, yeah. That was very good. Well done, yeah.
I had to keep thinking about how many overs that I had to say.
There's a few in there.
There's a few there, isn't there?
You got them.
Yeah, cheers, Gray. Thank you for the super sticker. Much appreciated. All goes into the pot. Right, then, Rich. What's you thinking of today, then? Come on, straight in with it. This was your team from when you played Man City the other week. And you lost 1-0, was it? With an early goal from Sterling, wasn't it? What do you think the changes will be? Will there be many changes from that, do you think, in the league game today?
To be honest with you, I'm really not sure, because obviously we played Thursday night in the Europa League, as you guys did. We had a bit of a trip over to Greece, which was a bit of a pain. So
why was that? Why was that, Rich? Why did you have to play in Greece?
Well, because obviously we played Benfica from Portugal, and because Portugal was on the red list apparently for travel, so they wasn't allowed to travel into England without a quarantine, and we wasn't allowed to travel there without quarantine. So we played the away leg in Rome and the home leg in Athens, which was all a bit strange.
So you played two away games then?
Basically, yeah, but there were still away goals. Away goals still counted apparently. So there you go. But luckily, the away goals didn't really matter in the end because we did finally go through. But
no, away goals didn't matter with us, pal.
They did, yeah. I mean, obviously, I spoke to your guy Jack the other night and was saying that a 0-0 draw actually away from home in a two-legged away European game isn't a great result, really, is it? Because as soon as you concede at home, you're under real pressure. Yeah. And unfortunately, that's you guys found that out the other night. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the team changes, I think that he made a lot of changes from the Man City game to the Benfica game. And I just feel as though we're going to probably make even more changes. It'll be something similar to that. I think defensively that probably won't be too far off. I think Cedric might come in at right back. I think the two centre backs will be the same. Tierney will probably play. I think Thomas Partey might start in midfield because he did get about 20 minutes the other night. So I think he might come into the side in midfield, maybe in place of El Neni, or maybe El Neni might come in for Xhaka because Xhaka's played a lot lately. And then in the front sort of four positions, there could be changes. Lacazette might start maybe instead of Aubameyang. Pepe might start. Willian might start. All these players that haven't really played much from the start recently, I think they could come in. So I think there could be quite a few changes actually, just because you've got to rotate your squad, haven't you? I mean, I know you rotated the other night, didn't you, for your game?
Let's not go on that part yet. That's another conversation we've got to have later on in the day, I think, about that. But yeah, I know what it is. It's trying to get everything. The games are like in February, we played 8 games in 25 days, I think it was. So a game every 3 days, which was huge to the amount of games. And yes, squad rotation is the right thing to do. But I really think, in Leicester's point of view, a trophy, we're never going to win the league. I think Man City have stormed it this year already. They're that far ahead. I think Man City have stormed it. Top 4, we could get top 4. But that European Cup could have got us a place. If you get to the final, it could have got us a place in the Champions League, which everyone wants. So I was just a bit disappointed that we didn't play our full-strength team from the start. Giving them an hour, won the game the first hour, and then rested them then. But I don't know. It's a difficult one, isn't it, to call this European fixtures Thursdays and Sundays and Thursdays and Sundays. At least we're going to have a break. I mean, you could have another 7 games if you get to the final, couldn't you? And would that put pressure on you if you had another 7 games? Yeah,
we could. But I think that for me, every game is important for Arsenal now because we need to be in Europe next season, one way or the other, either via the league position or by winning the Europa League. So I do feel as though we're under quite a lot of pressure to win most of our games now. And it's a big, busy schedule because they're trying to squeeze everything in. But I'd rather be in it than not in it, I suppose, in the position that we're in. I mean, you guys are a bit more fortunate. You've still got the FA Cup. You're in the top 4 already. So, you've got a little bit more leeway and perhaps getting knocked out of Europe for you might not be such a bad thing overall. Whereas for us, I think it's a lot more important that we stay in that competition for as long as we can and hopefully go all the way. But I suppose it's just, where we are in our seasons, aren't we, really? Maybe where the priorities lie for us is slightly different to you guys, perhaps.
Because that's your chance of Europe, isn't it? Because you don't really think you're going to get top 4, or do you?
Not top 4, probably not. No, top 6 is still there. We only 6 points off top 6, I think. And the way that the season's gone, with no one's really getting consistent results on a regular basis, apart from Manchester City. Everybody else is dropping points. So if we can get a little run going between now and the end of the season, you never know. We could sneak top 6, but the Europa League maybe offers our best route. But having said that, that's difficult as well. Like you said, a lot of games to come in that competition as well if we're going to win it. So it's just tough. It's we're maybe paying the price for a really slow start that we had to the season, a bad start, which actually started, funny enough, after the game against you guys before when you beat us at the Emirates. So we all went downhill for us after that quite quickly. Actually.
I was going to say, when we last played you, I mean, you weren't going through the best of patches, were you, when we last played? You had a decent first half that game, if I remember rightly, and then the second half you failed away. I mean, that was the first time we beat you for 47 years at Highbury. Well, at your ground anyway, Highbury. Bloody hell, that's me being old school, that is. So what's changed? What's happened since then? Because you've got better, haven't you, since that game?
Yeah, we got slightly better. I mean, I think Mikel Arteta was forced into making a few changes. He brought Emile Smith-Rowe in around Christmas time. Of course, Bukayo Saka's form's gone from, he's just getting better and better every single game. He's been a massive improvement for us. He's maybe left out some of the players who wasn't performing in terms of Willian and Nicolas Pepe wasn't being consistent, and they've kind of been dropped out of the team. And we've got Martin Odegaard now, of course, in on loan from Madrid. He's having a good start to his time at Arsenal as well, and he's improved us. But I still think we're lacking quite a lot, actually. Midfield in particular. Thomas Partey's been injured. Of course, I think that was his first start against you guys in the last game. It was his first start, and then he got injured soon after that, and he's not really played that much. But he did come on the other night, and I think he's going to make a difference when he's fit and firing. Things are slightly better than they were. But we've still got a lot of improvements to make. I mean, we've got 11th in the league going into this game today, and that's for Arsenal. That's just not really good enough at this point in the season. So we need to improve, and hopefully, the signs are that we're getting there. The other night we got through Europe, and I think that might lift a little bit of pressure off us slightly, and maybe we can push on. We'll see.
I mean, there was rumours when you just mentioned Odegaard there. There was rumours that we were looking into getting him on loan, which would have been a huge. I mean, we looked at Eriksen and Odegaard as well coming on loan. Which would have been absolutely huge. But I think once somebody like a club like Arsenal come in, who's such a big club, and their history is such big that they're just drawn to it. It's the same as like Liverpool and Man U. As soon as that name's mentioned, you're sort of drawn towards them. It's like the same with Arsenal, isn't it? You think, big name, London or Leicester in the Midlands that no one really knows. So there wasn't, whether it actually was a proper rumour, I'm not sure, but there was rumours about it. And that Thomas Partey, I think if I remember rightly, he did play, didn't he? And they said, Thomas is going to come to the party this week, but it didn't quite happen for him straight away, did it?
No, it didn't. I mean, he didn't have a great game actually in that Leicester match last time, and he did get injured a couple of weeks later where he played Aston Villa. He was out for ages. He came back a little bit too quickly, got injured again, and he's only just now really coming back. He come off the bench for about 20 minutes the other night. So I'm hoping that if he can stay fit now for the rest of the season, he's going to make a difference, because midfield is really where we've lacked. We've lacked sort of variety in midfield, and we've lacked someone to drive us forward. So I think he's going to really improve us. So let's hope he can stay fit, really, because I do think he's a really, really good player, and he looks good in certain games earlier in the season. So let's hope that he can get fit and he can help us to get where we want to go. But it's a struggle because we've got a lot of catching up to do. So, yeah.
Just ask this question. Sean's asked it about 3 or 4 times. Sean's a good lad when he comes on. Who's your favourite Arsenal player? I think put it now and in the past as well. So all time and favourite now.
I mean, now it's got to be Bukayo Saka, just because, I mean, he's such not only is he a great player, but his whole attitude and everything, he's just, a young player, only 19, and he's just playing so well at the moment. And he's just one of our own players, come from our academy, and I think you're drawn more to them players maybe. And he's probably my favourite player at the moment. He's almost getting mad in a match every week. And I suppose Kieran Tierney as well. He's having a great season, and he's up there as well. I love his attitude as well. Like when he scored the other night, the way he was, don't celebrate, let's just get on with the game because we need another goal kind of thing. And that's the sort of attitude that you need. So I think those two, I would say at the moment, in terms of all time, and I think the shirt at the back might maybe give it away a little bit if you can see that.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, yeah. The one that scored a hat-trick against us at Filbert.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think you can go too far away from him, if we're honest, in terms. But I mean, obviously, we've had some great players. It's difficult to pick one. Maybe, obviously, Thierry Henry was a great player. Ian Wright, of course. Going back a bit further, Paul Merson was one of our favourites as well. So I've been fortunate actually to see so many great players play for Arsenal in my time. So it feels bad to just pick 1 or 2 out because there's so many. But I'd say if I had to, maybe those 3 or 4 kind of stand out at the moment. I'd say Bukayo Saka's probably number 1 at the moment.
Andy Medhurst has asked, because you just mentioned some of the like Merson, Bergkamp and all that malarkey back then. Oh, wrong question, sorry. Do you miss Arsene Wenger?
To a certain degree, I'd say yes. I don't think the club completely have moved sort of forward positively from that stage yet. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans feel he left us in a bit of a mess, and to a certain degree he did. But I certainly miss the football that we played under Arsene Wenger. For so many years, it was great. And I suppose when a manager's been there for 22 years, had success that he's had, you do miss him. Of course you do. But, we've moved on and we need to look forward now. And that's the way it is. But yeah, of course. I mean, he was absolutely unbelievable, really, wasn't he? What he achieved at Arsenal, obviously, just unbelievable. So yeah, of course I miss him. But it's new era now, isn't it? That's what it's about.
Yes, it's all about new era. It's not the past. It's about it's the last couple of years, isn't it? It's not like the past. It's just the last couple of years that count now. At the start of the season, you seem to have a bit of a problem with your centre halves and that. Is that problem being sorted or more defensive? Because I think Tierney was injured as well, wasn't he? David Luiz was injured as well. So you seem to be having... Is that now? And you've just let a couple go, haven't you? You seem to have... Forget Ozil, because I know you Arsenal fans don't really like talking about him. But for the defensive side, you've let a few go as well, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. I mean, we seem to have now a settled kind of back four, if you like. And we've pretty much got 4 or 5 central defenders now at the club, which is Pablo Mari and Rob Holding, who played last week, and then David Luiz and Gabriel, who played against Benfica. Callum Chambers is an option there as well. So I think we've got enough cover there. We've had a few injuries, which hasn't helped us. But in terms of our defensive record, this season has been really good, actually. I think it's 2nd or 3rd best in the league, which is quite surprising after the last few years when we let in a lot of goals. But one of the reasons for that for me has been because when we're attacking, we don't take too many risks. So everybody's in the right shape defensively, which is good for the base of the team. But what it's meant is we've lost a little bit of our attacking play that we maybe used to do. We're not scoring enough goals. And maybe that's costing us a little bit. We're losing a lot of games 1-0, as we did against you guys. We did against Man City last week. In fact, 6 games this season we've lost 1-0 because we're not conceding lots of goals, but we're not scoring enough either. And that's it's getting that balance right. And I think Arteta's struggling with that. And I do feel one of the reasons is because our midfield has been the issue from a creative point of view. So, what we need to do is get Thomas Partey back in the team, get him fit, and hopefully we can get that balance a bit better because that's what we're lacking.
There was a question here. Oh, here it is. This is a big thing for Leicester, for a lot of Leicester fans that no one sort of recognises as much. what are your thoughts on the so-called Big Six? Should Leicester be given more recognition? I mean, you're included in the Big Six. You've got you, Spurs. I know you don't like hearing that word. That's probably a swear word for you this time of morning.
Yeah.
Chelsea, Man City, Man U, Liverpool. So what do you think? Do you think Leicester should be given a bit more recognition?
Well, I mean, what you got to think about is, I mean, Leicester have won the Premier League a lot more recently than a lot of those clubs in the Big Six, haven't they? Us included. I mean, Spurs have never won the Premier League. Liverpool only just won it last year, and you'd won it more recently than them up until then. So I think Leicester definitely deserve recognition. I mean, I don't like to look at it as a Big Six really, because I don't know if it is really that, is it? It's just to me, there's only really three big clubs in England historically, which is Liverpool, Manchester United, and Arsenal. And some other clubs have become good teams in recent years: Manchester City, Chelsea. And you guys as well. So it's become more of a kind of a 6 or an 8, if you want to call it like that. But I mean, Leicester consistently now are finishing in the top 6, aren't you? I mean, last year you should have been top 4, and you kind of just slipped out at the end. You're back in the top 4 again this year. So that's been consistent. If you can consistently finish up there, I think eventually you will get the recognition that. But you don't need that, do you? Just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, the way that your club's been run over the last few years has been fantastic, and the success that you're having is brilliant. So don't worry too much about being recognised in the top 6. If you keep finishing in the top 6, eventually everyone's going to take it seriously, aren't they? In fact, you're more in the top 6 than what we are the last couple of years. So,
even Spurs are at a point, but that's another story. Just everyone in the waiting room. I can see you. We'll bring you on in a few minutes. So just give me a few more minutes and just hang fire, and I'll bring you all on. It's just Leicester just like spoiling the party, which is what Andy's.
Well, maybe stay like that rather than so. Once you recognise as one of the Big Six, maybe then there's a little bit more pressure on you to consistently be up there, isn't there? And it makes it more of a drama when you lose games and stuff. So just enjoy what you're doing, because it must be a great time to be a Leicester fan over the last 5-10 years, really. Where you come from.
LCF Graves just said the reason we don't get mentioned is because we haven't won trophies. But then Spurs haven't won a trophy for God knows how long, but they still, which makes you, I think it's nearly 5,000 days since they last won a trophy, which must make you feel fantastic. But so I think you were the Invincibles. We're now classed as the Invisibles now. So we've sort of got a bit of a.
I say just enjoy what you're doing, because football goes in kind of cycles, doesn't it? Everybody can have a good spell for a few years, and then you have to recycle everything, and we're going through that a little bit now. So I mean, just enjoy what you're doing, and the trophies are an issue, aren't they? You've won the Premier League, which is the biggest one probably to win, isn't it? And you're in the FA Cup still this year. You never know, you might end up with a trophy this year, which will be that'll be. But I say it is difficult, isn't it, to be recognised as one of the Big Six, because the Big Six have got a history going back a lot further, maybe, and that's maybe why Tottenham are included in it, because historically they've been. I think my camera's just gone off. Hang on, I'll just swap.
We can still hear you.
I'm still here. I'll just swap my camera over. I'm having a few issues with it. I don't know why.
Well, we're getting near the time. Oh, there we go. We're getting near the time though, Chris, of the score. Come on then. It's the last question. Big prediction. Everyone knows this. We always ask, the last question is, what's the score going to be today, pal? Come on.
I must admit, this week I've gone through up and downs with this game. At the start of the week, I thought, we've got to travel from Greece. We're coming on Sunday morning. We never do well early kickoffs, and I was thinking that we would probably lose 3 or 4-0. But as the week's gone on, I've been getting a little bit more confident, and having seen your result the other night, and I know you made a few changes, and Maddison's out today as well, which is maybe a good thing. And I've started to get more and more confident, up to the point where on Friday I was even thinking that we might win when I was on the show with Jack on Friday. I'm not quite sure if we're going to quite be able to win. We've lost our last 3 at King Power Stadium, so in the league. So I'll go with a draw. I'll go with a 1-1 draw, and hope that we can. I'll be happy with that, I must admit.
You'll be happy with that. Righty-o, Rick. So whereabouts everyone can find you on the old social media and on the internet? What's all your socials?
Yeah, I mean, I've got the YouTube channel over and over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. Although it is obviously mainly Arsenal based, I do look at a little thing to do with history of the football as well as Arsenal and stuff like that. So there's a good few shows on there. So please come over and join me there. On Twitter, it's at Over and Arsenal. Is the channel page, and then my own personal Twitter is at Gooner Rich B as well on Twitter. So I normally put links up on there to all the stuff that I'm doing. I've got a watch along of the game actually today, and I do an after match fans reaction show as well So I'll be doing that today as well. I mean, if any Leicester fans want to pop on after that, that'd be great as well. Just contact me on Twitter and you can
we'll be busy. I think we'll be busy on ours, Rich, to be honest. If it all goes right, we'll be over the moon.
Obviously, when we win, you probably won't want to come on, will you? So I can understand that. No problem.
Well, you never know. You might want to come on and come and have a word with you. Right, Rich, it's been much appreciated. Thank you for your time.
No problem at all. It's been a pleasure to chat to you as always.
Not a problem, Rich. And we'll see you again very shortly. Probably be more likely next season now, won't it?
Yeah, well, it's looking that way as soon as you're out of Europe now, unfortunately.
Oh, shut up. Shut up on that note. We'll see you later, Rich. Cheers, pal.
Cheers.
Cheers. Right. That was Rich from Over and Over and Over Again, the Positive Channel. We're now going to bring on Paul, who's a new face. How are you, Paul? You all right? How's it going? Can you hear me?
Jamie, you all right, mate? You all right?
And we're also going to bring on Mark. Good. And we're also going to bring on Mark. How the devil are you, Mark?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, good morning, boys.
Have you just been chucking a few hours? Have you been chucking a few hours while you've been waiting there, Mark?
Always throwing a few hours, Jamie.
Well, these are some new faces. I put a tweet out on the other day, and they've answered. There should be one more somewhere, but I'm not sure where Lee is. But we'll start with these two. So, Paul, we'll start with you. What do you think of the season so far? Then, how's it gone in your mind?
I was a bit worried, I must admit, with the way we ended last season. And you've always got that back of your mind that could follow through to this season. And it was a real test of character, really, to see with us having a young squad as well. You really hoped that they'd learn from it, but it could have gone one way or another. And thankfully, I think looking back now, I think that's a positive that we went through the end of last season. It's put us in good stead, and it's made us, I think, mentally stronger this year. And it's seen those young players grow. And I think that experience will put us in good stead for the end of this season, for the next 12, 13 games.
Right, I'm just going to add Lee's just turned up now, so I'll just add Lee now as well. Morning, Lee. How are you, pal?
Morning, guys. You okay?
Oh, that's good. Everyone can hear us. How's it going? Mark, so what do you think? Do you agree what Paul said about what's happened so far this year and in general?
Yeah, I think we were all frustrated with what happened to the back end of last season. That post-lockdown collapse was disappointing. We all know the reasons for that, but yeah, we do seem to be in a better place this year. Mentally, we are stronger. The young lads have really, really come on. I know JJ's out, but Luke Thomas, he's come in. He's been brilliant. It looks like we've got a different mentality, a bit stronger. But for me, the story of the season has been. I wasn't too disappointed in the week. If you don't start your first team, you're going to lose. You know that risk. But it's when we drop points against the likes of Fulham and Villa, and they were the real disappointing moments. But we've come on strong. Yeah, injuries are a bit of a pig, but I think we're in much better shape this year to finish in the top four.
Yeah, and Lee, what do you think too? Because my biggest bugbear is probably what you saw on Thursday night, and I'll still hold my hand up about the transfer window situation in January. Yes, I know we're in the middle of a pandemic, but we did have lots of injuries. And from a business point of view, if you all know, I have a bar in Alcudia, and if I had 25 people working for me, and I let 2 go, and then I had few go on the sick. For a business point of view, you've got to replace them, else your business isn't going to work properly. Well, that's what I was trying to make out on Thursday night, that we didn't replace the players in the transfer window, Lee. So that's what the point I was trying to make. We haven't got a big enough squad.
We haven't got a big enough squad to cope with the demand of all the fixtures. I mean, February's been a horrendous run of fixtures for us, and the injuries and all that kind of stuff. Should we have gone shopping in January? What was around in January? I don't know. The club panic buy in January. Brendan has faith in his squad, and as disappointed as I was. And of course, we've only ever had 2 strikers, natural strikers this season, Vards and Kelly. Of course, Kelly was suspended on Thursday night. That didn't help. But this season, we've been spreading goals around with, Barnsley, for example. Is it 12 or 13 goals he's got this season? Which is 13 now, yeah. That's been a huge bonus for us. But, we could have done with an extra striker. There's no doubt about that. And, of course, we also know that it was trying to get an attacking midfielder. Of course, with Maddison out and Pratt as well, that would have been a huge bonus as well. But difficult signings in January, I always find. And, of course, nobody spent anything really in January, which is quite a rare thing. And, of course, I think the pandemic has played a hand in that as well.
But there was Paul. There was players like Lingard. I know he wasn't having the best of time, but he's had a new lease of life, and he's turned up at West Ham, and I think he scored 3 goals in 4 games, and he's starting to look like he used to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have to bear in mind as well. It's not just going for players, is it? People forget that agents play a massive part in what goes on in there. Never forget the agent ever.
Oh yeah,
Lingard's been here before a while ago, wasn't he, under Nigel Pearson?
Yeah.
And he hardly got a kick. We might have inquired for him, and he might have said, "No, thanks. I've been there, done that. I don't want to go back." We don't know, do we?
Oh no,
in the press conferences leading up to the latter end of the transfer window, Rodgers was using language that seemed to suggest he was pretty confident about bringing an attacking midfield player in. Now, I think something happened behind the scenes that didn't materialise, and of course we missed out on the callback for Dewsbury Hall, which I think, looking back, I know people have different opinions on this, but the way he's performing in the Championship and the position we're in now with Maddison, I think Dewsbury Hall would have been throw the young lad in. I think he would have, like we have with James Justin. He came from League One this season because of injuries. We've had to play him more than we probably would have done and would have planned. And look how he's taken off. He's possibly been our player of the season. And the same could have happened for Dewsbury Hall. From what I've seen of him, and I'm sure we've all seen his tweets and the Luton responses to his tweets. He's getting man of the match most weeks. He's been phenomenal in the Championship, and I think he would have been an option, but we missed the recall. And I think that may come back to hurt us.
Yeah. Mark, what do you think we need from now until the end of the season? What's gone wrong over? I know, is it because of the amount of games we're playing, or is there something that we need to do differently to just give us that extra bit of edge for the rest of the season? I mean, we've got what's is it 20? Well, we've got 13 games left now, haven't we? Plus the FA Cup game. So we've probably got 14 games, maybe 15, 16 if we get to the final. So what do you think we need to just get us through these last 15 odd games?
Well, I think the obvious answer is to stay injury free. That's one of the good things about Thursday night. We came out of that without any further injuries, which is good. I think you've got to start your best 11. I've always been a fan of starting your best 11 anyway. You bring players in that don't know the system. It takes a bit of time to warm up. And I know why we've done it in the FA Cup. We brought in Ward, the keeper comes in, and you bring in Chowdhury in. But for me now, you start your best 11, a bit like we did when we won the league. It was best 11 every week. When Blackburn won the league, best 11. Just start your best 11. If you get through it without the injury problems, we'll be all right. So, consistency, best 11, and just keep that motivation there. Brendan's a very, very professional guy. He's a motivator, real good manager. Stick your best 11 in, and I think we'll be all right.
And do you think, sorry, Lee, do you agree with that we could manage to have the best 11 every game if we keep injury-free, Lee?
Well, that's going to be the biggest thing for us now, this last, quarter of the season or whatever it is, that we are injury-free. I mean, our injury list has been horrendous and nobody knows about it outside of Leicester. But, it has been horrendous. And to be fair, with what we've had, we're really punching above where we should be, considering the injuries that we've gone through. I mean, if we finish in the top 4 and manage to go as far, semi-final or even better, a final, it'd be great for us to be at Wembley for the semi at least. If we finish in the top 4 with the problems that we've had this season, I think it'll be a fabulous achievement. And we're not big spenders. We are not big spenders. If you look at the teams above us, Man United, Man City, they've spent a bloody fortune the last couple of... Since Leicester won the Premier League, clubs like Man United, Man City, Liverpool have spent fortunes because they saw little old Leicester. Well, we're not having that again. That's not happening again. And they've got the checkbooks open.
I think that's the same with the media as well, isn't it? The media don't want little old Leicester to do it because we're not. They don't talk about us in the media at all, do they?
Well, I like that. I don't care.
Quietly going about our business.
I like to be under the radar because when you start, seeing, oh, we're great, we slip up. I don't want to be in the media for it.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
Morning, Locks, Jack. Chris, how the devil are you? Are you good?
Yeah, all good.
Jack, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, your internet's a bit slow there, mate. Just to let you know.
Give me a second. Let me just drop
all
out.
Right, then. I'll drop you out and then I'll bring you back in a second. Right. So today, we'll start with Chris, as you've just come on. What's going to happen today? What team do you think will play today then, Chris?
Well, I'm hoping that we'll sort of learn from Thursday and bring in all three of those people that were on the bench. Bring in Barnes, bring in Pereira, bring in Castagna. Because we're going to need to be strong today. We are really going to need to be strong. Arsenal are a decent team, and the table really doesn't do them justice at the moment, in my opinion. Yeah. It really doesn't. So we're going to need to be strong, because in effect this is going to be another win from the Big Six.
It's so-called Big Six, Chris.
The Big Six.
It's so-called Big Six. Locks. Who do you think will replace Maddison? Because we know roughly what the team's going to be. So that number 10 role, I'm struggling to. Who would you play in that number 10 role? Because it didn't work with Tielemans on Thursday night, did it?
No, Tielemans is, he's that number 8 or number 6, whichever way you want to look at it. He plays better when he's deeper. He played obviously a bit more forward last season. It just didn't really work very well. Obviously, especially when at the times when Maddison, was picking up knocks, Tielemans played a bit further forward. And I think it's because obviously when he's playing, if Tielemans is playing as a number 10, he's not got as much time on the ball. So he's being closed down quicker and he's not got enough time to kind of, do a turn and spray a pass. He's better suited a bit deeper. In terms of who's going to play number 10, I honestly don't know. We've got no natural number 10, have we? I mean, I think Perez is still injured. Obviously, Pratt is, Maddison. So, yeah, it's a tough one. It's a real tough one. Some people I've seen have said play Nacho, behind Vardy. But again, obviously, he's not a natural number 10. I don't know. I honestly don't know who's going to play there, if I'm honest with you, unless the team's going to set up a little bit differently. Yeah, with a 3 at the back, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Paul, sometimes when we've played Vardy and Nacho up top, it has looked a bit better. Maybe not as a front two, but with probably either Nacho up top and Vardy just behind. They do work quite well sometimes. Would you go that way?
Yeah, I think I'm all for one. Let's stick to something we know that works, and that 4-2-3-1 system that's done as well this season. Let's stick with it. I think the only position we really need to look at is that number 10 position. That Castagna and Pereira partnership down the right looks strong, and I think Young Thomas and Harvey Barnes, I think they're forming a great partnership down that left-hand side as well. So let's stick with that, and let's just look at the number 10 position. And I saw a stat today that Nacho's only second behind Maddison in key passes for us this season, which really surprised me. So, yeah, I think that he could be the one that slots in there. Let's just change that one position and let's use other strengths in our other positions, because all our goals and opportunities don't just come through Maddison. We've got strength in other parts of the field. So let's give him a go. I think that chose the man for number 10 today.
Yeah. Mark from Norwich. Morning. How the devil? Because we've got 2 Marks now, so I've got to be careful what I say. So, Mark from Norwich, what are you thinking of today then? What's your view on the result and the team today, pal?
Well, I think Vardy does enough without scoring to cause a lot of teams a lot of problems, because he'll take 2 of the back 4 away from somebody like Iheanacho if he's playing a number 10 role, giving him the space to actually get in. So I would actually play Vardy slightly back from Iheanacho and let the other team have to worry about what Vardy can do, and drag defenders away from other players that can actually either put the ball in the box or put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah. Mark Steele. What about Mark Albrighton? Do you think he's, because at the start of the season he wasn't in the team, and then he's got in the team, but now I like Mark Albrighton, but he seems to his performances have dropped down a little bit over the last couple of games. Is he now just a squad player, or does he deserve his place over someone like, I don't know, well, now he's playing Pereira there. He won't get in front of Pereira, will he?
No, he's not going to get in front of Pereira, but what Mark Albrighton does bring you is enthusiasm and energy and commitment. And I think, yeah, he'll make the odd mistake, Mark Albrighton, but he'll always give you 100%. And I think when you've got a player like that in the team, he does actually drag some performances up. I think Albrighton, you could argue he's a squad player when your best 11's fit, but he does bring something. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw Albrighton come back in today. But I think when we're talking about that number 10 role, I think we're all disappointed with what we saw from Under in the week. But and for me, when he comes on, he always looks like he's going to give you something. But when he starts a game under, and I know he's not started many games, but he just seems to be a bit of a passenger thinking he's got plenty of time. Whereas when he comes on for the last 20 or the last half hour, it looks like he's got something to prove. He's a different player when you bring him on. But again, it wouldn't surprise me if he started under. I personally would like to see Albrighton on today because he just gives you a lot of energy. And I think that's what we need at the minute. Because, you know, I think it was, so that guy from YouTube, Chris, sorry, mate. It was Chris that said, damn good point. Arsenal, they're a better team than that league position. We've got to be careful today.
Yeah. Lee, do you think Under could play at number 10? Because when he came on, when he got moved to a number 10 on Thursday night, the game sort of changed when they brought the subs on. So do you think Under could play there today as number 10 and be a bit more direct? I
don't think Brendan will play Under at all. Was that Under's audition on Thursday night? And did he blow it? Blow it? He came with such a good reputation, and everyone was wondering why Roma let him go. I think you can see why Roma let him go. As we all know, we're all football lovers. Sometimes the Premier League suits players, and some, he won't be the first player to have a dyer playing in the Premier League. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. But I think because of the opposition that we're playing today, that Brendan will start with Castagna at left back and Ricardo at right back, the two obvious ones in centre halves. Obviously, it's going to be Tielemans and Mendy in the middle of the park, and then the choice he's got for me is either it's going to be Mendy or Hamza. Or Kelly, and that's it. I think and Albrighton will play right wing. I think. I'm glad he's not picking the fourth choice centre back at right back today. I hope.
Marty. You never know, do you? That cuts the options down having him there because he's not the overlapping full.
Well, that's it. I mean, as soon as I saw the team on Thursday night, and I think Amarty's a really underrated centre half. If you give Amarty a run of games at centre back, I don't think he's let it down at all. But of course, you're missing when he plays there. You're missing arguably the best right back that Leicester's seen for a long, long time in Pieri, because that just cuts that option, straight away. So I've got a feeling he'll. And going back to the Albrighton thing, what Mark's just said a few minutes ago, Brendan trusts Albrighton. He trusts him. He's disciplined. He will go back and help defend. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. That's the thing with Brendan. If you've got his trust, then he will, stick by you. And I think that's what Albrighton gives him. He trusts him.
Yeah. I think you really need, if anything, you need a strong defence and we need to keep Aubameyang off the ball. Because if Aubameyang gets the ball, you're in trouble. Because Aubameyang is such a clever player. Really, really clever.
But I think it's just going to be one of them games today. It's going to be another probably squeaky bum time. I don't think either side's going to run away with it today. I think it's going to be a very hard-fought, tight game. I don't think it's going to be... I mean, like Rich said earlier on, we've beat Arsenal the last three games. Well, they've been at the last three league games. They've been at the King Power. So I don't think it's going to be a convincing win. I think we're going to win today. I don't think it's going to be like 2 or 3-0 like it has been the last few weeks. Locks, what are you going for today's score then? We'll end with the scores now.
It's quite funny. I'm going after what you just said. I'm actually going for a 3-0 today. It's. Yeah, I mean, when we go into games like your typical big six, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, all there. I am a bit cautious because obviously. It's all right when we're the underdogs, but when it's actually time for us to expect something, it normally goes tits up, doesn't it? So, but no, I'm going to go with a 3-0 today. I think we'll, you know what, score all three in the first half, and then it will.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? All the pressure off. And Paul, what do you think today? What's the score?
I think it'd be an open game. I'm going for a score draw. I'm going for 2-2.
2-2. That's my favourite score, but normally on away games I go for 2-2. And Mark Steele, Desmond. Mark Steele, what's your score going to be today? What do you think?
Well, Locks brings up a good point there. We are the bounce back specialists. We don't normally do too badly after a loss, but I think it'll be tighter than Locks says. But for me, 1-0 goal in the first half, protect it second half. That'll be a great day for us.
It would be. I'm not even sure we've lost after a European game, have we? when after
Not
each year
sure.
this season. I don't
Yeah,
think we've lost, so that's a
No.
pretty good omen, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Mark from Norwich, what we're going for today?
I'm going for a 2-1, but quite a tight affair.
Oh, I couldn't be doing with a 2-1. That definitely squeaky bum time. That would be for me.
Like I said on Lox's show, I think it's going to be a tight game, and I think our midfield are going to have a lot of work to do.
Right.
But I think Barnes will open it up.
Yeah, Barnes has changed this season. He's got his shooting boots on, and if he doesn't score, it's a shame when he doesn't score, because for some reason last year he could hardly hit a barn door. Now he's scoring left, right, and centre, isn't he? I think he scored double the amount of goals already this year. Chris, so what's your score going to be?
Well, I said it on lots of show in the Arsene Wenger voice that I think it's going to be 1-0 to Leicester. I think Barnes is going to score, but I don't think it's going to be first half, actually. I think because, again, we've scored a majority of our goals in the second half and in the last 15 minutes, I think it's about 80th minute.
Oh, blimey. I couldn't wait that long. I just couldn't wait that long.
I don't want it to be like that, but I can just see it.
Yeah. And Lee, just before you tell me your score, have we ever met? Because your face is so familiar to me.
If you watch Countdown or anything like, no, never met. No,
never met.
Drank, you're in Alcudia though, aren't you? I've drank.
Yeah,
I've had a few good nights in Alcudia, but it was a while ago, 20 odd years ago.
Your face, it must be one of them faces that you've got. It must have been on Police 5 when I was a kid and something.
It says Countdown on Crime Watch. That's what I.
So, what's your score going to be then, Lee, today, pal?
Well, hopefully 3-1, and then let's hope later on in the day that Chelsea-Manchester United ends up in a draw. That'd be a perfect day for us. 3 points for us, and Man U and Chelsea dropping 2. But we're unbeaten in 4, and Arsenal have only won 1 in the last 4 in Premier League games. So Premier League-wise, we're pretty much on song. We're doing well.
Yeah,
just keep off the ball.
Steve Shepherd has just put a boring 0-0 draw, which, after all these goals we've been saying we're scoring, then you could see it happening, couldn't you? Oh no, I don't think you could see it. I think there'll be goals in it today. I really do. With the goals that we've got and the goals that they've got in them, I think there'll be definitely goals in there. Right then, lads, it's been much. Oh, go on, Lee. Go on, Lee.
So I think the most what concerns me is that, like Thursday night, when Brendan likes to play football, and it's great when it's right. It's brilliant to watch, like it was Villa first half last week. Absolutely fantastic. But when it's not working for us in open play, the next best thing you've got to have, if it's not working in open play, is your set pieces. And this has been my gripe all season. You've got 3 big 6-footers in there. Evans, Soyuncu, Ndidi. They get in that box. And I picked my phone up because we've got a corner, I'm going to watch it. Right? So for me, if we're not playing well in open play, you've got to be good at your set pieces. And for me, that's the most disappointing thing about, especially Thursday night.
See, Thursday night,
I hide behind the corner behind the sofa when we concede a corner.
Oh yeah. Mark Steele, there was a point where on Thursday night where a free kick were 1-0 down on the hour, and they didn't lump it forward. They kept Soyuncu and Evans back. They don't lump the centre halves up. They could have had 2 big centre halves and Ndidi, like Lee's just said up there, and they just kept playing it sideways. That's the thing that annoys me. When we're losing 1-0 or it's a 0-0, we don't seem to go for that attacking. I don't know whether they're just trying to make spaces like that, but it gets a bit boring after a while. This side, back. It's a little bit, I'm afraid to say this, a bit Puel-esque.
Yeah, well,
going side, back.
Yeah, Puel-esque.
I call it Barcelona play.
Oh, we're not that good, Chris.
No. That's what Barcelona used to do. Even when they're losing, they're just back, pass.
Yeah,
that's all they used to do.
We've certainly lost that desire to throw a ball in, especially when you're 1-0 down. You got, like you say, you've got 2 big centre backs. The actual delivery from set pieces all season's been poor. You know what Lee just said. Even Madders, who's one of the most gifted midfielders in the country, his delivery from set pieces this year has been terrible, and the decision making's also been poor. You know, I'm not critical of Brendan in every single thing he does. I think he's the best manager we've had. Period. I think he's the best manager we've had. But
I think they're aware as well, because Maddison stopped taking the corners and trying to put it in the box.
Yeah.
They've been keeping it short.
Yeah, that's it. Get the big lads up, get the ball, miss the first man. For God's sake, get it over that first man. How many times have we seen that? It's been
like you say. I think both of you said that you just hide behind the sofa or you just pick your phone up and go. Because when you get corner or set piece, we haven't done it. It's been a bit of a shame, to be honest, this week.
We've had goals from free kicks, but just not any corners. As soon as you hear a corner to Leicester, we're like, okay.
Yeah, or a corner to the opposition.
I'm not a fan of the zonal marking. I prefer the old-fashioned man-to-man marking myself.
I agree with that. The zonal marking is useless because you got a small man. The other week there was a small man on. I think it was Barnes. It was Everton, one of the Everton goals. Barnes on the small man at the back post. How can you do that? It's just get the big men on the big men.
When the ball comes over to that back post.
That's it. Yeah. Rightio, lads, it's been much appreciated. Thank you, Paul, Mark, and Lee, for joining me this week. Hopefully, you can come back on again soon. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Thanks, Jamie.
Great, thank you. Jamie, thank you.
See you later, Paul. See you later, Mark Steele. Cheers, pal. And Lee, we shall see you again soon.
Enjoy the day, guys.
Let's hope we can all enjoy it.
Indeed.
See you later. Cheers, Lee. Thank you. Well, that's as easy as it is, pal. Lads and lasses watching, all you have to do if you want to come on and speak to me every Sunday morning, just drop me a line on Twitter, the Fox's Arms. It's as easy as that. Just message me, say I want to come on. I've got 3 new ones coming on next week. I think we all get a bit fed up with the old faces, looking at Mark and Chris. They are old faces, aren't they? So Locks and Jack are the young ones here, but yeah. It's much appreciated.
With age comes wisdom, young man.
Really? I thought you were going to do a bit of a Yoda then for a minute, but you didn't. Oh, no. But, no. I think on that note, Chris, we might say goodbye to you, pal. No, so we've got the watch along later, starting at 11:30, which is, it's an hour's time, isn't it? Blimey. Today's going to go quick, isn't it? There's lots of stuff to do. So, okay then, Chris. See ya. Bye. I didn't even let him go then. But yeah, so we'll see you all later. Mark, are you coming on later?
Yes, mate. Yeah.
You might as well just sit there waiting for an hour, aren't you, to be honest?
Well, no, I'm going to go and crack the cider open in a minute. I've got to numb some sort of feeling before.
It's only 10:30, pal.
I know.
How good you are.
12 o'clock kickoff, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah. All right then, pal. We'll speak to you later.
All right. See you guys.
Jack, speak to me now.
Hello. I'm on my phone now, innit? I need to get the laptop, the internet people out, I think.
I think you'll pardon me. I think you do. I think you quickly then, Jack, before we go, what's your score going to be?
2-1.
2-1. And who's going to score them then?
Harvey Barnes and Jamie Vardy.
Good lad. Going for the normal prediction there. And Locks, what did you say? 3-0. You were confident again. You were back to being Mr. Positivity, weren't you?
Yeah, 3-0 and all 3 goals in the first half. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Vardy brace. Get some money on that.
He needs some. Yeah, you put your own money on it. You will, pal.
I have.
I'm not putting my money on your bet because I don't think they've come in yet. Rightio then, lads. We'll see you later. You two are doing the watch along, aren't you, today? We'll see you about 5 to 12, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rightio.
Absolutely.
Nice to see you, Jack, eventually.
I know.
See you later, pal. And Locks, we'll see you later, matey. See you in about an hour's time or so.
Cheers. Thank you. See you soon.
See you later. Well, much appreciated. That's how easy it is to come on. Just drop me a line. And if you want to come on, we had Lee, Mark and Paul coming on. But it's been much appreciated. So it's ciao, adios, goodbye. Top of the morning to you. See you next week.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Feed Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Memphis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans' debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.